Hey guys, it's JJ here. I'm a big fan of flags. Recently, I was wondering what the flags of different worlds of Wizard101 would look like. Some of them already have flags, but not in our traditional sense. So I started designing them and sharing them on my Twitter. For each world, I've designed 4 flags to show off. In this first installment, I will go through my designs from the first arc in Grizzleheim. Starting with the flags of Wizard City, this flag is based off of the in-universe Wizard City Ravenwood flag. It is more in line with a city flag featuring a crest on a red banner, and in this case this would also serve as the crest of Wizard City, which it actually already resembles the real crest of Wizard City. Next, this flag is based on the flag of Lebanon. The purple color is supposed to inspire the feeling of magic and royalty, and it's almost a guarantee to feature Bartleby on the Wizard City flag, so I felt like Lebanon was a good way to incorporate a tree. Again, this flag features Bartleby, but is loosely based on the flag of Wales. I tried to incorporate the colors found on the Wizard City icon that this comes from, for the bicolor in the background, so the green from the leaves and the blue from the tower roofs. Lastly, this is probably my least favorite and the worst of all of my flag designs, I promise. It is just an inspiration of the locations of the schools in Ravenwood, with each school getting 1/6 of the flag. Next, I'm going to wash your eyes with one of my favorite world flag designs, and these are the designs for Grizzleheim. First, this flag uses the deep color of purple that is found with King Valgard Goldenblade. And in the top left corner, there is an Old Norse symbol that creates a very simplistic yet beautiful design. This next flag is very reminiscent of the flags found on many small island nations such as Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia, and Kiribati. It invokes an image, and this image is a beautiful blue sky with grassy fields and forests with these mountains shown in the foreground. Of course, what would Grizzleheim be without a Nordic cross? And I really like this green and brown. It seems like a weird combination in theory, but it feels like a very comforting wooden aesthetic. Lastly, for Grizzleheim, this is again the colors of King Valgard Goldenblade, but this symbol is found throughout Grizzleheim, and I think that it's also found in his throne room, and it actually is featured on this official flag of Grizzleheim on the walls, so I thought that this would be a really nice flag. This is one of the flags that is actually unreleased, that I have not shown off before. And now moving into Krokotopia, this is another simple image to invoke the idea of the Pyramid of the Sun. But there's a little bit more meaning behind it. There is this bright blue sky of Krokotopia, which is that is very Krokotopia, and there's still the main feature of the pyramid. But it's not centered, because this is supposed to show there is an inequality between the Crocs and the Manders who have colonized the world. Next, this flag is basically the flag of Egypt, but I replaced the symbol in the center with the balance sigil. Krokotopia is the homeworld of balance magic, and would be very proud of that fact, I think. Which actually plays into the next flag, which is just the balance sigil on a tan background. Alhazred is the founder and creator of balance magic, and I think they would be very proud of this fact, so they would try to show it off that Krokotopia is the foundation of an entire school of magic. But what is balance magic and what is Krok known for? Again, one of my least favorite flag designs, but an elemental school tricolor. Basically, we have the Pyramid of the Sun, the Tomb of Storms, and the Krokosphinx with the Well of Souls, everything. There's the storm, the fire, and the ice. And they come together to form this kind of ugly tricolor, but also it's a tricolor, so I wanted to include at least one. Next, for Marleybone, I wanted to take a different route. Just like with real life, I chose to make a few separate flags and combine them together to make the final flag of Marleybone. First, this flag is supposed to parody the flag of England. It's basically just red on white, but in this case it's a fire hydrant because dog. Next, this parodies the flag of Scotland. Again, this is just white on blue, but it's a dog bone, so again, dog. Now, there is one country that's not featured on the flag, and that is Wales. And so in that sense, I feel like the cats would be the whales of Marleybone. So I designed this flag, which is basically just a flag of whales, but with a ball of yarn instead of a dragon. And then when you put it all together, it creates the Union Jack of Marleybone. I think it draws enough recognition that you can identify that it's a parody of the Union Jack without outright copying it. And also shows how the dogs of Marleybone are way more important than the cats. I have 2 cats. I don't have a dog that lives with me. The next 2 worlds are my absolute favorites to have designed. First, we're going to start with MooShu, obviously. And all of these designs utilize red and gold, as those are the colors of the Imperial Palace. This first one is probably one of my top 3 flags that I designed. There is a window pattern found throughout MooShu that is this exact shape, and I think it makes an amazing pattern to be put onto a flag and wave about. This is another rather simple design, but one of my favorites. The samurai swords invoke the samurai found throughout MooShu, but the way they are positioned makes it look like a snow-capped mountain, which can actually be seen throughout the background of MooShu. In the front is a Japanese arch called a torii, to represent the architecture and culture found throughout the world. And I really liked the torii design, so I wanted to change the background and just use the imperial colors again. But this flag is actually also then really reminiscent of the flag of Bhutan. I wanted to use the dragon design found on the vase in the Jade Palace, but I'm not an artist, so it was not possible for me to actually replicate that, but I thought this torii design replaced it very well enough. Lastly, this one is very similar to the flag of Japan, but it utilizes the imperial colors, and also there's this pattern found throughout MooShu. It is very hard to incorporate this pattern, but I really wanted to use it in one design because it is found literally everywhere, and I think it's a really cool design. Finally, here's Dragonspyre. But stick around for a small sneak peek at Celestia, which I haven't even released on my Twitter yet. This first flag combines the Slavic and Germanic origins of Dragonspyre to imitate the flag of Belarus. This is probably my favorite flag, as it utilizes the colors of the German flag, but also draws the image of a lava-filled desolate world. On the left, I used the Drake family sigil to create this design, and I added more shapes to the sigil, which also creates the image of a face, and a face that's very reminiscent of a dragon titan. This next one just utilizes the Drake family sigil, again with the same colors to invoke that desolate landscape of Dragonspyre, but the sigil is also encased in an egg shape, so you could call it a Drake egg. The next one is not that cool, but it's just the Dragonspyre World Door icon on a gold background, but I feel like it's very invoking of a conquering empire and what a conquering empire would just plant as soon as they find a new land. And finally, drawing on the Slavic origins of Dragonspyre, this flag is reminiscent of the flag of Moscow. It is supposed to represent the time when Dragonspyre was beautiful, rich with water, and green with plants, and powerful as the warrior fights off 2 dragons. And finally, as promised, here's a sneak peek at my favorite design I've done so far, even more than the Belarus-inspired flag. It is a flag for Celestia, which is based on some markings found on the floors throughout the world. Which ones were your favorites? Comment below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and join the Discord in the description below.